Right. Let's see here. I think... let's try starting with the Fell Snooter. If he starts with Cobbleshell, this will be a good matchup because I know he's running Stone Rush, which I think is a misplay I could maybe take advantage of. I don't think it's worth going for Zoomies because I'm already faster than his whole team. And Nod just does more damage, so let's go for some Gnaws. Yeah, he has Stone Rush still, so that is helpful. Let's see here. If I can, like, crit one time... Actually, no, I'm just going to kill him. He should have went for the heal. Or, realistically, he should have just swapped out Cobbleshell, because this is not a good matchup for him. So my Fell Snooter is going to take out Cobbleshell here. And... not a terrible matchup versus that idol either, because I take weak damage from crushes. I want Zoomies to take out that decoy. That's really the only good option I have. I'm going to go for the heal here and see if he goes for decoy. It would be smart for him to dot me up, but... he went for decoy, so I can break that instantly. But I want to save my Fell Snooter for that idol. The dragon's really bad versus the idol for several reasons, so I think what I'm going to do here is bring in my dragon. And, probably only get 2 abilities off because that time bomb will kill me, so I think it's best to go for Flame Breath. And then time bomb will kill me anyway, so I'm just going to go straight for the Armageddon. Nice crit. We can swap him out while he has that dot ticking. Maybe I go for Ant Magic and then the swap. Just to really buff up that damage he's taking. I'm going to do that. Because once I swap him, he's just going to press Sandstorm and my dot's not really going to do anything. So what I'll do here is... try to take out his mech racial. Damn, that was a lot more damage than I expected. Ant Magic is pulling through here. And then, I guess I don't even need to press the swap, because, like, if he swaps here, I could swap him back if he survives. I think that dot kills him anyways. Let's see, Flame Breath. Let's just go for Peck. Rusty Root Fell Snooter can take out that idol if he uses Sandstorm to kill me. And if he doesn't use Sandstorm to kill me, I can get some guaranteed attacks in. Now that Sandstorm's on cooldown, I take weak damage from his basic attacks, so let's try to get as much damage as we can in. Okay, that's a reasonable deflection. He's just trying to buy his Sandstorm back because he knows that's his win con. So I don't do that much damage with Gnaws, but it's more than he's doing. I think what I want to do here is maybe I can predict the deflection and go for a heal when he does that. If that happens and I don't miss, I think I will win this 1v1. So I suspect he'll just use that deflection. Yep. And then I'll be able to out-heal that incoming Sandstorm, and I can hit him before he hits me with it, so... Ooh, and a double crit. Alright, well, didn't really get a demonstrate what I was going for with that team, but it was a S tier team I was fighting, so I'll try that again later. The idea, the gimmick is supposed to be Ant Magic with a Dragon Racial into an Armageddon for Big Dam, but yeah, there was just not an opportunity for me to do that. Assuming I get that same team, I think the first two pets that are coming to mind are either the Fouling Buzzer for Great Sting, or pretty much any Great Sting user, or the what's it called? Violent Pultrid. Violent Pultrid is one of the best pets for dealing with Cobbleshell, because that Whirling Talons will cleave him if he tries to hide on the back line. If he stays in the front line, then Maul will one-shot him. This team doesn't have a decoy breaker, but I think it has a pretty decent chance to beat him. Nightshade Sproutling, pretty good versus mechanicals. I have a Weather Changer. The problem is that if I Blinding Poison his idol, he's just going to use Deflection, so I don't get a whole lot of value out of Blinding Poison. And it's especially not great if he beats me in mind games and then like doesn't get his Sandstorm blinded. Like maybe he deflections my blind or just doesn't press Sandstorm until my blind's on cooldown. That can get a little awkward, but I have a Beast to take weak damage from his basic attacks. This is probably my best team with the Violent Pultrid, so I'm inclined to play it. I'm trying to think if it's likely to beat him or not. I think it definitely has a chance, but I don't have a decoy breaker and I don't have a fantastic way to deal with that idol. I think I'm going to try it. It is a really good team. I could probably theorycraft a better counter for him, but we'll try this team. If it loses, I will maybe look into the Fouling Buzzer. So maybe like Anomalous, Fouling Buzzer, and MPD could beat him. So I can AoE his backline while he's healing on his Cobble Shell. I can match his decoy with mine. And then MPD is pretty decent versus the idol. I think the biggest problem pet is definitely that idol, and I'm not sure exactly what I want to play to beat it. Okay, so the Violent Pultrid's going to be super fantastic versus this guy. By the way, I think this is the same player, most likely. So let's see here. How about start with the Violent Pultrid. The biggest problem I have to deal with is Refuge. So what I want to do is get Whirling Talons rolling before that Refuge is up. It's not as OP as Shield Storm because it does actually have a 6-round duration, unlike Shield Storm, which is indefinite. But yeah, Maul, unfortunately, even if he's bleeding, is not a decoy breaker, so it'll just do 0 damage if I use it on him, even while he's bleeding, while he has shield up. My Nightshade Sproutling clearly is useless, so we're just going to use him to soak darknesses and give my Deathwatch Hatchling a free swap, pretty much. Let's see here. At least I take weak damage from sneak attacks. I wonder if he's going to swap here. I'm going to go for the Call Darkness in case he doesn't. Okay, yeah. It was worth a shot. So he's probably going to go for another Refuge, right? Well, he has one up. I think he's just going to go for Call Darkness. And I could take weak damage on my Deathwatch Hatchling. Yeah, I'll just bring in the Deathwatch. He takes weak damage from Darkness. This is a good matchup for me. Annoying team, though. Oh, how terribly sad. That's just what happens sometimes when you play Triple Darkness, you know. So my clobber is useless, sadly. Let's see. Do I want to go for? Let's see. So 2 leaps will kill him. 388, right? Or do I just suck at math? I think 2 leaps kills him. So let's just go for a couple leaps here. We'll take out that shield, and then I'll be faster. I guess if I went for the wood chipper, then that would punish him for swapping, but either way, the Deathwatch hatchling is a very not fun pet for triple frost for rats to queue into. Okay, we'll go ahead and kill him if he stays in. If he swaps, I'll give myself a speed buff. He's pretty screwed, I think. The only thing that could maybe save him is if I start missing a lot, which it could always happen. There's not much I can do about it. My only pet that can't miss is slower than all of his pets. It's probably going to go for Call Darkness. I don't know if I want to take that on my Deathwatch hatchling. Maybe I'll sacrifice the Nightshade here. Sure. Can't hit him anyways. We'll sacrifice the Nightshade, soak a Call Darkness, and then you missed another one. Oh, damn, that sucks for you. Well, I'm starting to notice a pattern with his playstyle here, so... But I don't really have enough health to take advantage of noticing that. I'm just going to go for Call Darkness. Just in case he misses. Yes, I was so low, he could just kill me with the... Let's see here. How about I bring in the Pulchrid? And... let's go for a Maul. I'm assuming he's going to go for a Refuge. He could swap here, and if he does, then I can bleed up both of his pets. I guess the one thing that could give me a lot of trouble is if this Whirling Talons misses. That could be a problem. I'm just going to use it to break that Refuge. I can tell he's mad. He's purposely taking like the maximum amount of time for every move when he has one ability to press. This is a very, very unfun troll team, so happy to give him a loss. Even if my Pulchrid dies here, let's see, is he going to go for... let's just go for Maul, in case he... yeah, that's fine. In case he went for the attack. I don't even have to win mind games here, it's just I have a good matchup versus critters. See, this is what I mean, like he's intentionally stalling when he has literally only one move, he can't even swap. Just a massive troll, so... easy win, though. Let's play, in case we queue into that again, which I doubt, but just in case. Let's play a Great Sting team. I'm thinking Fouling Buzzer. Because I think Fouling Buzzer will do... I was thinking this team would do really good versus that Cobbleshell team, the Idol. I don't know how well this team would do versus the Critters, though. It'd probably do okay. I think this team will do fine. Is there another team that's like a little more fun? I mean, right now my bracket's kind of a shit show. Maybe I could try a different Fouling Buzzer team. Anomalous is not really contributing to a fun bracket, I guess. And the MPD is really strong too. I really want to beat that Cobbleshell team if I queue into it. Let me see. So, I think I made some new teams. I'm trying to think if any of them have any chance versus an idol. This team would do really bad, probably, versus those critters. Maybe what I'll do is I'll come back to this team if I lose, and I'll try to come up with, like, a slightly more fun team. This looks like a fun team, but I don't think it'll be able to take out an idol. Um... Hmm. Trying to remember what teams I put together. Maybe... Are there any War Whelp teams? It's a bad idea to play the War Whelp. I want to try them out, because I made some fun teams. A lot of them I just kind of copied from Michael Leo, but I am looking forward to playing them, even though they aren't my teams. It's not going to be a good idea to play this dragon versus triple darkness rats, or even even an idol. Maybe this team could take out the idol, because Indigo's pretty good versus sandstorm humanoids, especially Kuraji. I guess he's probably not bad versus the idol if I can dodge his sandstorm. Hmm. Well, this team might be able to do okay versus those two teams. What can I do about the TMD? Well, I have a decoy breaker, but nothing much great that I can do about... the time bomb. I kind of just have to pick someone to eat it on. I guess the Alarmadog isn't a terrible option, since he takes weak damage from it. Primal Stormling... Yeah, this team's not going to be great versus an idol. Hmm. Okay, well, I made one really strong team. Let me see if I can find it. I remember it had the Fell-Afflicted Skyfin on it. Um... This one. So, Bone Serpent, pretty good for taking out idols, and I'm running Power Speed. Fell-Afflicted Skyfin, not great versus those critters, but, I mean, just really strong pet. I have Liftoff for dealing with Time Bomb. The Robo-Clucker... Yeah, I'm going to try this team. It's a really strong team, so I'm going to play it since the last two teams in a row were also really strong. I suspect I won't get either of those teams, but I'll probably get the same player playing a team that's like at this level. If I were to hazard a guess, see what we get. It'll be kind of a bummer if I queue into an actual fun team with a Bone Serpent and a Fell-Afflicted Skyfin. Yeah, see, this is definitely the same guy. It's just trying to play troll teams to get me to quit playing. So it's a good thing I brought the Bone Serpent, because he has 3 decoys. The Lime Roboclucker isn't going to get uh, a whole lot of play here. I think I probably just want to go for Wing Buffet, right? Especially because the TMD is, I think, the most dangerous pet on his team. These two pets are good, But that time bomb is just so much damage. And I only have one way to deal with it once it's down. That's lift off. And my Bone Serpent's going to be my MVP here versus this team. Do I stay in and just bang my head up against Decoy, or do I swap? I feel like swapping's the right move, because this guy does weak damage. So does this guy to undeads. Also, yeah, he's just swapping and pressing Decoy, so I want to get my Decoy Breaker going. And then now I'm already on my pet that can dodge that time bomb, so we can go for a Call Darkness before he goes for Decoy, probably. I guess he could have Armageddon. Nope. Use Decoy while I have Bone Barrage up. This is an easy win. But I think this is the same guy. I suspect it's probably the same player for all three teams. So we can go ahead and break that Decoy. And then I'll just use Lift Off to avoid that time bomb. Unless he goes for a headbutt and stuns me. That could be tragic. No, he has Decoy. Well, he's going to block my Lift Off, but that's fine. I'm just using it to avoid that time bomb. I guess I have Bone Barrage here. He has no decoys. I'm gonna save my Bone Serpent's health. I'm gonna bring in the Fell Afflicted Skyfin, because the Bone Serpent's like a hard counter to these two mechanical dragons. I'm gonna go for Fell Immolate. He's swapping a ton, and so that dot is gonna punish that playstyle. And I can't miss now, so I can just kill him with Fell Immolate. I can promise you this guy does not need the achievement for mechanicals. He's just playing troll teams. He's just playing triple decoy, cobble shell, idol, and then refuge on 3 critters to troll the bracket. So I'm happy to go 3-0 versus him. That being said, I suspect if I queue again, he'll probably be playing something like triple sunlight photosynthesis. Or triple Tremblower, something equally toxic. Maybe triple sandstorm. I'm going to take a break for now. I'll try out some of these teams that I put together later whenever the bracket's a little more fun. But, yeah, I'm really looking forward to. I finally went out and got this this War Whelp. And I haven't put together that many teams with him, but it looks like a very strong pet. He's like the TMD, but slightly, I think the TMD is better, because Mechanical Racial is better than the Dragon Racial, and Balance is one of the worst breeds, sadly. But I am looking forward to trying him out, because I think he can work with a lot of different teams. Certainly, I think he could work with like the Rebellious Imp, the Shin Chomper comp running Decoy, and then I think he's the only dragon with Armageddon. So that is pretty cool that you can proc a Dragon Racial and then do big damage with Armageddon versus like Indigo and stuff. So I'm going to try out some of these teams in the future. I think this team in particular looks very sneaky, because so if I queued into like Sunny Day, I got the Jade Mistdancer to deal with them. And if I remember right, Kragwa's Wrath is kind of bugged. So even if I'm fighting somebody, like let's say I go for Time Bomb, and then I bring in my Tongue Lasher and I try to swap him, and he goes for Deflection to avoid that Time Bomb. I'm pretty sure Kragwa's Wrath is one of the abilities that's like, it kind of ignores deflection, and so it won't do damage, but it still swaps pets that use deflection, which is pretty OP. And then, yeah, the swap with the Time Bomb is a fun combo, because Generally, they're going to try to soak it with something that's not going to get stunned or something low HP, just sacrifice it or whatnot. Or they're just going to try to go for deflection. Well, let me think about this. So if he goes for Time Bomb, and it's about to go off, and then he deflections, if I swap him, I want to test that out, actually. Because I think Time Bomb goes off at the end of the round, and so the swap would happen. So I think the way the interaction would work, let's say I'm facing an idol, and I use Time Bomb, and then I bring in my Tongue Lasher after I use Armageddon, or just manually swap, and then Time Bomb is one duration remaining, and it's going to go off, and then I use Kragwaw's Wrath on the turn that it's about to go off, and he uses Deflection on the same turn. Pretty sure Deflection avoids the damage from Kragwaw's Wrath, but it's still going to swap out his idol, and then it'll bring in somebody else before the Time Bomb goes off. And the Time Bomb will land on somebody else, even though they use Deflection. I'm pretty sure is how it works, so... yeah, pretty OP interaction there. So I'm looking forward to trying out this team. Again, Michael Leo's team, not mine. So, yeah, I'm going to try out some of these teams later on. See how they do. And, yeah, I'm looking forward to trying out this pet, because kind of put off getting it for a long time. It's super easy. You just have to go out to, like, where's it called? Dragonlands? And then you just, like, go to the Time Rift, and it's, like, an event that happens every hour on the hour for 15 minutes. You just have to do, like, 3 of them. So it takes, like, 3 hours to get. And you just, like, turn in a weekly quest. At like, level 80, you can just one-shot everything, and then you can buy it on the auction house. But, yeah, getting him yourself is super easy. Very unique dragon, because he's the only dragon with... first of all, Armageddon, and second of all, Decoy. I think Decoy's a little stronger, but I think the fun build is Armageddon. So, anyways, enough rambling for me. GG's. I will see y'all in the next one.